Avengers Assembled. Um, anyways, take it away. Captain Bryan, welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Did-
Uh,
did-
as...
Sorry.
yeah, that was good. So as you guys know, Captain Position 4 of Avengers Assemble. Already 1 week into the season. We didn't fare very well. We'll probably get into that later, though. Uh,
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even think about your first week games. Didn't you? You guys
no,
went.
yeah,
You guys, I did look at all the scores. You went 0-2, right?
yeah, we went 0-2. One of the 5 teams that didn't get a single win.
So not
Uh,
every,
it's
not.
weird about that, actually. Like, so my team, they haven't really been playing a whole lot. And I knew I'm friends with Red Alert, Fall Damage Captain, and I knew they've been playing a lot. So I think nothing against them. I think we're a better team. We got better players than they do. Just we were not in form at all. We literally went out there and acted like we never played Dota before. Got whooped in an hour total, 30 minutes each game, and then we got off. It was great. It was really great.
Listen, not every team won. I don't know if you know this. There's a team helmets on. They
Dude,
lost
they
all.
won.
They lost all 12 regular season games last season, and they did
Yep.
win a game last season against
Against the TTP project or whatever.
Manchester United.
Oh yeah, they just beat Manchester. Yeah, 1-1. Or tied, I guess. Yeah, that
And
was hype. I told them they'd beat them. Manchester, God, they have the highest MMR average, but man, we slapped them in a scrim, 2 games. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. MMR is just a number, to be honest.
I agree.
I'll
That's
be real
kind
with
of,
you.
but I'm positive you put Manchester and Contender, they're gonna wipe the floor with
Oh yeah.
everybody, man.
Oh no, I'm not saying. Oh, I'll take that back. I don't think they're a bad team by any means. I don't think they're a bad team by any means, but I don't know. It's just their MMR. I don't know. Doesn't really reflect
You
how
know,
good they are or their skill, I suppose.
yeah, 300 MMR, 400. It's not a big deal.
Right.
Helmets on is better. I think this season they're gonna come out and
Oh yeah, I
be
agree.
yeah. But you know, tend to happen is those high stacks either do really well or they don't. They kind of bust, and sometimes they're literally built just for that season for 82L, and they're not
Yeah.
a group of friends.
Yeah, you know what? You even see that in the pro scene where like these super high skilled players come together, but they don't mesh and they flop. Like when OG first brought. Wait, is that when they first brought Miracle on and they were just a stack of 5 really good players, but they were like just okay at best. Like,
They won 2 majors with Miracle, and he left.
was
And
that
he,
right when they added him? Well, yeah, because it took him a while to get into form. I could be wrong. I
if you're
wouldn't say that
thinking
was.
about a team, think of TI5 Secret. They kick
Yeah.
2 of their
Oh, yeah. It was
players. They
secret.
bring
Fuck.
Artesian Universe. They
That's what
end
it
in
was.
last place. A team,
Yeah.
but the crazy thing about that team is they were continuing to win majors. Like Artesi
Yeah.
joined Secret, and they kept winning majors. They go to TI, biggest flop ever. Universe probably had his worst performances.
Yep.
Uh, that's what I think you're looking for because OG did
Yeah.
well.
That's what it
They
was.
won 4 majors out of the 5 Valve majors. With Miracle. Miracle actually cited he left because that he believed their friendship motto was bullshit when they kicked Meander.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I was an OG fan before they were that good. Just saying.
I
Before
was.
everyone thinks I'm a bandwagon of 2 TI winners or 2 TI championships. I was with them back in the days with Moon Meander boys.
I was happy they beat China at TI8,
Yeah.
but I was really
Oh.
pissed off because I was there. That was my the TI. I went to that TI in Vancouver,
Oh, you did.
and I'm an EG fan. And watching
Oh.
that game 3 of EG, literally game 3, we're winning, and we literally threw against OG. I will say that OG is a really weak OG compared to, and I know it's the same roster, but TI9 OG, that's a dominant force. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
OG wins 9 out of 10 times that TI, like 90%
Yep.
times. TI8 OG, I think that's the 1 in 10.
Yeah. Absolutely the 1 in 10. like they just I don't know. They just found themselves in a really good spot. Or I guess suppose teams found themselves in a very bad spot at a really weird time. Like PSG LGD, is that who they played twice in the upper bracket and then the lower bracket?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
played them, and then
or the finals, I guess.
the grand finals in that game 4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just
Yeah, like when in the upper bracket finals when that Terrorblade bought back and they were going all in, but like I don't understand that because Earthshaker was getting up and had everything, and they're like, "Oh fuck it, let's go," and then just get wiped, and then they get that was sad. That shouldn't have happened. I don't know. Teams just broke under pressure, and EG maintained their cool. That's literally the only reason they won, in my opinion.
oh
I don't
yeah.
think they were better than those teams.
You know what? It doesn't matter. If you win a tournament, you win the tournament,
You know what? That's for damn sure. That's for sure right there.
and back to back TI winners with that roster, and I can't take anything from him. Sucks as an EG fan, especially I'm a big Arteezy fan. Hopefully he'll win something, but I don't think he's too upset. I was looking at esport winnings and he's the
Same.
highest player that hasn't won a major or TI. There's only one player above him
Damn.
that hasn't won a TI. That's Fly, who's won 4 majors,
Yeah.
and then Arteezy's right below him. And a lot of people forget Arteezy actually won a bunch of lands beforehand.
Yep.
So a lot
I
of
remember those good old
mhm.
days.
His last was TI 8 PTS.
What?
Uh,
Hey, I would do have a question. What is the current EG roster right now?
uh,
Because I know Samael left or was kicked or
well, that's
whatever.
kind of complicated because Bulba's playing with them in Ryoya uh, right now because Ramses and Abed. No, Ramses is playing. No, he's not. Yeah, Ramses is in Russia, so he's not playing with them, and Abed is in Southeast Asia playing, so he's not in. But like they're on the official roster, and you still have
Yeah,
Fly
I gotta Google it.
and Crit. You have Fly, Crit, Ramses, Abed, then Arteezy, but Ramses is playing 3 and Bulba's playing right now for him, and then they swapped Royoya with Abed for these online tournaments that are happening since those because of the COVID situation.
Yeah.
That they actually have done really well. Like this is the sad part. They keep coming third, second, fourth. Like they're doing really well. Like they came third and fourth in the last 2 TIs. Like those are good, you know, but it's not a win, and that's the crappy part because you see these teams like TNC won a a major, and then they did nothing else. During the season,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, EG third, fourth, second. It's like So yeah,
I pulled up your stream, dude. That picture of me. How'd you find that, dude? That's me. It's me for sure, dude.
yeah. You sound like that would be you. So I
Yeah,
was just,
shit, dude. You did me dirty on that one.
you know
Looks
what?
like an Asian aged bulldog. Is what it looks like.
Listen,
Oh god.
I can't give you a captain picture. He's a captain. He's a rich guy. He's a rich bloke, probably. So maybe you should be happy.
Oh yeah.
That
I mean
that'll be
that is me. What are you talking about? That is me.
yeah, that'll be you in 30 years.
Shit.
Somehow your skin will have changed color too.
Shoot.
No, see, I was trying to go with the Avengers team logo you got there.
Oh yeah, dude. That's a quality picture. I'll be real with you. Just look at that expert Photoshop work. Oh god. The Hulk in the background, the eternal Chenvi with a divine rapier. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Black Widow replaced by some sexy EE. It's
I
just quality Photoshop work. I'll be real with you.
I thought the Iron Man and the face over it's pretty good. I think they could. I honestly think they could have done a better job on Thor, but whatever.
Oh man, that's just good stuff.
I,
That's
I
just quality.
I like it. You said your teammates and EE fans, so that's gotta.
Yeah, yeah, that's the whole reason he made it. Like we made we put the team together. So how my team was put together, right? So
Mhm.
my position 5 player is actually my brother. So that hence why we're the only team in intermediate with a Crusader on our team. It's because it's my
Whoa,
brother.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh
That
shoot, is there
was
another team?
helmets on was playing with the Crusader last night.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
But you're one of the few teams. Oh,
Yes.
right. Resulted oriented thinkers has a Crusader, unless
Do
if
they
he's
really?
Archon one. Yeah,
I played against them a lot. I didn't know they had a Crusader.
I think he might be Archon now, but he was Crusader. Uh, so
Wow, they tied with Team Umbra. Dang, dude.
I called it, by the way, dude. Our okay. I had to,
You did call it.
humble,
I watched that. You did
humble,
call it. I
humble brag, man, humble brag. But ROT watches all my content, and
yeah.
they
What's up,
they
guys?
bicker about it. They hate me. No, they don't hate me. And you know what? They after their game one, I'm casting, and my game's kind of like I'm waiting for the next game to happen with helmets on
Yeah.
winning, and they DM me and they're like, "Hey, just thought I'd let you know that we did win game one." And then a couple others are like, "Yeah, we tied. Like you called it."
Oh no. Yeah, you did call it. I watched it for sure, and yeah, you definitely called that. I think they're gonna be good. They're one of the lower ranks, but like their teamwork is so good. I've played against them a lot. Like they make plays, bro. I'll tell you.
You know what? For
They'll,
I
they'll
think
definitely
early
break
on,
even.
they can. There's potential.
Yeah.
Because you know what, they've been playing together so long, and teamwork can take on that MMR. But I think there'll be a point where some teams get in the groove by the playoffs, where
Yeah.
it'll be harder for them. But their goal is 6-6, and if they win 6 games, man, as I
They'll.
guess the lowest MMR team, that's got to feel
I
good.
think. I think 6-6 will get you in the top 16. So they'll be going in the bracket stage. They could, if they win that first game in the bracket stage, they're top 8. I think they could do that for sure. I don't think they could. I don't.
Mhm.
I don't realistically think they can make it past top 8. But yeah, they're definitely a top 16, top 8 team for sure. I mean, put that on the books for sure. Top 16, top 8.
Yeah,
Put
it
it in the books.
depends. I don't have a book to write in, but
There
uh,
are a lot of good teams this season though.
yeah.
I was pretty excited to build another
Mhm.
team and get back into it, but I always tell the boys we're a top 8 team, but after last night, we got a long way to go. I'll tell you, we got a long way to go. We definitely okay. So here's the deal. I think we've played 20 games as a team, and we've lost like 3 or 4 games, like including scrims and all that. Like we scrimmed Hollywood, got dumpstered in one game, and then that's all we played. And then we scrimmed Man U, beat them 2-0, and then obviously we just played against Fall Damage, lost 2-0. I don't think we scrimmed other note. But no, I mean, pubs wise, we don't lose, but that's not really fair because our teamwork's probably way better than everyone in pubs, and our game sense is probably better than everyone just playing pubs in a casual 5 stack. Which, by the way, I'll segue this. That's why TJ's Divine won, and I had to talk to the admins about allowing him to play, which was really hard, by the way. They did not want him to play at all, hands down. Didn't want him to play. But we had a lengthy conversation, and then they decided TJ can play, but they hold the like they have the right to move us up to Divine League, in is what they said. So if we're doing too well prior to week 3, they'll move us up. Which I mean, we just got dumpstered, so I don't see that happening. You'll
Yeah.
see us the rest of the season in intermediate.
Well, I looked at your MMR average and I was like, TJ hit Divine 1. And so,
Yeah.
and this is the hard part about being the admin, and that's why there is sometimes exceptions, but everybody hates the exceptions because why did this
Yep.
team get it, and why did another
Yep.
team get it? But it's like I look at your team, and you're not. Here's an example. Let's use Talus's team as an example. Let's say they had a Divine 1. That
Oh
team is
yeah.
built like no, you guys. If you want that Divine 1, go up. Like you guys are already at that cusp. You have 2 Ancient 5s and Ancient 3 or 4, 2 2s. Like you guys are trying to build a team to win it all. I say
Yep.
go up one. Your team, you might I'd put the odds at like 0.5% you guys win.
Oh,
The
ouch.
intermediate.
Ah,
I
ah,
have,
my heart.
dude. I'm sorry. There's some teams that are
No,
just
there's some good teams. Like there's three teams I'm scared of. Hollywood, they're so good. Like look at that roster.
yeah, it is really good. I agree.
Like Jared Cabra's super good. Thug just didn't he play in Contender last season?
He did. He played in
Yeah.
contender, and he
He's
ranked
such a
up.
good he's such a good offlane player. Just for I mean, for being in Contender last season, you wouldn't be worried about him, but dang, dude, he's so good. Urbo, like you said in your content, best five in the league. I would actually hands down say that best five in the league this season. Uh, Tech Nine, I actually used to play on a team with him. He was my position four player, and we were a divine stack plus me
Mhm.
actually, and we were trying to grind, trying to do like actual like what are they called, qualifier tournaments and stuff. Like we were super sweaty. Uh, he's a really good player. His IO, ugh. Like if you don't ban IO against Hollywood, you just lose, man. Like his IO gameplay is really good, and of course Sleepy. You got the cheese picker mid. You always have to watch out for cheese. I think they actually drafted Huskar last night, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever night that was. Yeah, last night drafted Huskar Oracle. Just cheese, man. They're the best team in the league, in my opinion. Uh, very scared of them. Trail of Tears, I'm scared of them. And I'm also afraid of Wacky Waving just because I have no idea about any of them, but they're very high ranked.
That's the hard part too. A lot of these teams are new, so trying to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
content, it's like I know nothing about any of
I
these
know.
players, man. There's so many new teams, new players, and it's like, oh well, I know that guy on that one team, and the other four
Yeah,
people I've never seen in my whole entire life. It's
exactly.
like,
Like they're probably the team. They're probably the team I'm most worried, like scared to play because Hollywood. I know all five of them. Well, more or less. I don't know Jared Cobb that much, but TJ knows. Our team. We know pretty much everything about Hollywood. I know zero things about wacky waving. Literally not one thing. They have five players. That's all I know.
five
I-
players, a second or one of the teams with the 4K MMR average, basically.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
uh,
I,
that's all
I
I
have no
know.
idea.
You know,
Yeah, I really like how I really like. I'm jumping topics. I'm sorry.
yeah. No,
I
it's all
really
good.
like how I really like the new Swiss format integrated into 82L. I think that's so much better because the past seasons I know you've played. It was like two or three groups, maybe four, and it was like one team would do like super well in the group and then just get dumpstered because some group like the groups weren't really balanced. So like a number one team in, let's say, group A would play face like a in the bracket would face like a team that placed fourth in their group and then just lose because like some groups it inevitably happened where one group was just so strong and one team would come out like 50% win rate out of the group but still be like a really high qualifying team. So I
Yeah,
really I really like
sometimes.
Swiss now. I really like Swiss now. So in the group stage, you're gonna play teams that are, you know, around where you are, as opposed to being the sheep in the group stage where you're in a group of like four other teams that are, top eight teams. You just get dumpstered all group stage.
Yeah, I think there's some issues with Swiss, but I think the
Yeah. Oh,
more
there are.
teams you have, the better Swiss is.
Yep,
So,
I agree.
if you're gonna use Swiss as your, and my other concern, the other big thing is you don't want to have rematches. So
Yeah.
fewer teams. Well, now anyways. What's the point? So I think we have enough teams in intermediate to be like, hey, we're going to do Swiss, and you know what? We're gonna try to avoid because I did ask. I said, hey, are you gonna try to avoid rematches as much as possible? And they're going to try. So the admins are gonna have to put more work in to the
Oh yeah,
season
it's
for
good.
the bracket and make sure
Yep.
rematches don't happen. But I
Yep.
I I I'm not against it when you have this many teams, and I think it's better. I will also add that I think it's better for the better teams to sometimes play better teams, and the worst teams playing worse teams. That way, you're not, you know, you get crushed sometimes if you're the terrible team in a really good side bracket.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think it's good. I
I
agree.
I like it. I think it's a little more. I think it's a little more balanced. It just takes a lot more work to pair up teams. I'm interested to see how they decide. I'm sure they'll just do it by random, but there's an odd amount of matches that went 2-0. So one of these 0-2 teams is gonna have to face a team that 1-1, and vice versa. A 2-0 team's gonna have to face a team that's 1-1. It's gonna be random, I'm sure. But there is some. So my team, we didn't win a game. So
Yeah,
I'm in the five that 0-2, and I'm gonna say I hopefully knock on some wood here. I do not want to be matched up against the TTP project. I think they're such a good team, and they got 0-2'd last night by Trail of Tears.
yeah. Trail of Tears made it in the grand finals last season, so that was a hype matchup. I was gonna cast it. Then I got told that they had a caster. I'm like, well, I'll leave and cast a different game because there's only so many casters.
Right. Oh yeah.
So why double up? Like I definitely I have friends on TTP projects, so I'd rather cast
Oh
them,
yeah,
but
for
it's
sure.
like whatever. But it turns out that was a troll. They didn't have a caster lined up, so they didn't get a
Correct.
caster.
No,
So
that's sad.
yeah, Gambit, piece of shit. I hope he watches this. You know,
I love Gambit, dude. He's a good guy.
I don't know if he's the one that said or if the caster fellow. Listen, they said it was a troll. It could have fellow. I don't actually think Gambit's a piece of shit either. By the way,
No,
that's
yeah,
a
I know.
joke.
I know you playing.
Yeah, but there's also okay segue. I want to go back quickly on the. No, do I want to even go back to TG? I don't want to go back to TG, but I agree.
You
I
can.
looked at that. Okay, so because we've been jumping, and that's fine. We're keeping the conversation
Yep.
circular.
Circulating, sure.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know my first language and only language I know apparently. Uh, I look at your team, and it's hard for the admins,
Oh
honestly,
yeah. Yeah, I know.
because they don't want to. They set these ranks up, but I almost I don't want to say their guidelines, their rules, and uh, it's because people will make super teams,
Yeah, oh
and
yeah, I
and
know.
it's not even fun for people.
I know.
It,
And I had to tell them that this isn't another one of like when Cloudy played in Contender like 5 seasons ago, and he was clearly a divine player. And their team dumpstered all the way to the grand finals and dumpstered the grand finals. It's not another one of those. It's not another where I think it was. I can't remember. There was another one of those in Contender not that long ago, but it's not one of those. It's just a group of buddies. My carry player, my brother, obviously. I've been playing with my carry player since I don't know season 12 when I won Contender. Like he's been with me all the way since then. My brother's been with me since I've been born, obviously.
yeah,
Uh, I had a mid laner who was also one of my real life good buddies, but he got his work schedule changed, so I had to fall back on someone else, and I got TJ. Uh, and my off laner's been on my friends list for years, although we haven't really played. But I asked him. He's a really nice guy, good off laner. He likes boys, by the way. Just kidding. I was told to say that. I was paid
oh,
to say that.
paid, nice.
Got him. Got him. Got him.
TJ's a
Woo!
really good mid. TJ's a really good mid, so it's not like he settled for less. I think TJ's. I played mid. I played a mid lane game against TJ, and TJ trashed me. But to be fair,
Yeah.
I'm not a mid laner, but TJ trashed me. So I actually a lot of these intermediate mids would trash me. But this is my segue to.
Yep.
I don't know how much you knew about this. Do you know anything about the JD drama slash Rice
I
Bros?
I didn't. So I see. This is what I know. They were a contender. They signed up for contender. They had a guy who hadn't played like any games recently, maybe a few games recently. I can't really remember. I don't know all of it. Now he's just sitting. Their team is sitting in the division to be determined in intermediate. That's literally all I know.
Okay,
So please elaborate on it.
long story. I'm not gonna go through the Discord drama, but there was a
Yeah.
pro JD stays in contender, and there's an anti JD stays in contender. And I just want to mention people that don't even play in contender were saying he shouldn't be in it. He should be in a higher league. And there was people a lot of RT. Actually, there. Okay, I'll get into the Discord traffic really quickly. There was a lot of RD2L people that joined our Discord, including some RD2L admins, and were being shit disturbers and arguing. And I think that
I've been seeing a lot of their, the profile pictures that have the, I don't know, whatever the fuck that like hazmat suit or whatever. I've been seeing a lot of RD2L people coming in and talking. I haven't really been paying attention.
I'm not anti RD2L. I
Yeah, neither am I.
like I welcome. Listen, I want people be able to play in both leagues. They have separate days. This is great. But this wasn't an RD2L versus AD2L issue, guys. This is us looking at his profile. And you know what? For me, I look at it, I said, okay, lack of games. This guy has an insanely high win rate. So he just ranked up. So he's only played, I think, 27 or 37 ranked games in the last 250 days or something like that, someone
Okay.
said. But he ranked up, he calibrated apparently in April. And if you look at those games, he played his worst games in months. Like I'm talking like he's playing in RD2L in his matches, and he
Yeah.
kicks ass. Like, or he doesn't play that bad. So he literally, I don't know. Listen, someone's conspiracy. I don't want to get into that conspiracy here, but he played 12, 14 games in one day, and he every game was horrible. Every game was
Yeah.
just he did not play well except for like one game. So I don't know what was going on there that day. But then, and listen, this isn't. I'm not even anti JD here on this. He did give the admins. He has two alt accounts. One alt account is a legend account. I think it's Legend 2, and it has a
Yeah.
65% win rate. And his current account he uses has a 60% win rate. And when you look at his RD2L games, and I need to mention to these people that say, hey, listen, if he play just because you play well in a game in RD2L doesn't mean you're a Smurf. But yeah, but there's
Right.
even people that said they had him on their RD2L team, and there's no way he's a legend player, and that he's been drafted in the first round before.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, so listen,
It's hard.
we look at that account, and I'm not an admin, and I'm like, there's no way. There is no way
Yeah.
this guy should be in contender right now. He has a lack of games. He's clearly way better than Legend. Now, is this unfair to his other four teammates? Because what if they don't do so well in intermediate? But I don't want a team, and I don't think, and from what everybody has said, JD is a very nice guy. Uh, I don't want them to go into contender and stomp everybody
Yeah.
and just win. You know, yeah, yes, sometimes a team does that, does stomp contender, or a couple of teams do. That's always going to happen. But their accounts aren't as fishy as that. And I'm not saying, and it sounds like he's an upfront guy, and he did give his ults. But man, he has a 65% ult on a legend account, man.
Yeah.
You can't
He's
be.
actually. Is he on a RD2L team with Sleepy?
I think so. Yeah, he
Yeah,
plays
he is. And
offlane with
I'm looking
Sleepy
at his.
Pause 4.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Sleepy,
Just happened.
Sleepy, a person in 82 always defending them because he's his teammate, and Sleepy's teammates kind of were on the no, he should stay. But I kind of say this, and Sleepy doesn't play as many Dota games either. He doesn't play as many, but he plays more than that. But the admins have decided to put him up to intermediate because you know what, we don't have enough on you. But there's a lot of players and contender that don't play a lot of games. And listen, some of
Yep.
those players are on semi good teams or bad teams, but they only play on Thursday. Like they get together. I think 82L has a lot of older players in it now
Yep.
that
They do.
they're 29, 30 years old, 31, and they're like, we have a family. I
Yep.
think you have a family, you have a couple kids. That's why one kid or two kids.
I have one kid. She actually turns 2 on Sunday, so 2 days from now. She
And
turns
you
2 years old.
you took a couple seasons off because of the kid, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
like,
So.
though I just want to just mention quickly here, you took that time off. Well, these guys are like, hey, we also have kids, and we have life now. We're not 17 years old. Not saying there's still young guys in 82L because
Oh
it's a
yeah,
great
my
league.
team's really young.
But you know what? These older guys don't play a lot of games, but they have a track record. Once upon a time, they played games, and you know what? They've been
Yep.
in 82L long enough. We can say with certainty they are not trying to destroy our system. They play on Thursday, and
Yep.
they win or lose. And sometimes those teams will lose a lot. This guy is wins in the RD2L, and he plays well. I consider he plays well, um, and worst case, their team does bad, and then that's the other thing about this. When their team goes up because the other four are legends, what if their team just sucks? Then what?
Yeah,
Everybody.
that was the argument for us moving up because the admins wanted our team to play in Divine. I'm like, there's no way my team's playing in Divine. And my biggest argument was, I'm not kicking my own brother from my team because he's Crusader 3. So I play in Divine. It's just not happening. It just wasn't going to happen. I think we would be okay in Divine. I don't think we would get dumpstered, but I'm not. I just it's just not. We don't have a giant Smurf on our team or TJ's not like a he wins mid and we just win the game kind of. That's not our play style. Our play style is we win lane. We usually lose one lane. We lose a lane, but we win our other two lanes. We play around TJ. We group together and we just we make space. We win game. Like we're not this whole team that's just like TJ wins mid. He comes bottom. He wins bottom. Okay, bottom. Now we're okay. Now we have to go save our other lane. That's not like we're not that kind of team. So I don't see why TJ would have us moved up to Divine. I don't know. It was irritating. It was a hard point to make, but I think the fact that our Crusader player is my brother really helped TJ stay, because the admins absolutely did not want him to be playing.
Well, they're trying to put as few exceptions. It would have been
Yeah,
easy.
yeah, that's right.
You know what? This is the thing. There's players in the league right now that are like Ancient 4 or 5, and you know what? To not rank up, they're playing on Smurfs and stuff.
Yep.
Like TJ stayed true. And this is the hard part of having a rank cap is that,
We'll avoid the cap.
people are going to try to avoid the cap. You're supposed to share your Smurfs, but I know some players. And I know I see some people. Notice they play less games and less
Yeah, they don't
rank
play any ranked
games,
games. Yeah, I
or
know. I
until
also
week
was
3.
reading that.
And it's
Yep.
like TJ, at least it's true, and his team looks okay. So listen, the admins have a hard tough. I think we both
Yeah.
agree. Admins have a hard time. I look at your team. I don't think you guys. Yes, and TJ even has a track record. I think,
Yep.
and that
And
helps.
as soon as TJ hit Divine, which was a team game, because we don't lose team games in ranked. Which the thing is, when we practice, we have to practice in ranked because like you play unranked and people are playing like Pudge 3 and
Yeah,
like that doesn't help us at all, right? So we always play ranked. We've been winning a lot. As soon as he hit Divine, I went straight into the Discord, messaged Jukester. I'm like, "Yo, boys, my mid's Divine now. Like, we got to talk about this. What's up?" Uh, and like we weren't gonna hide it. We just, as soon as he hit it, boom, straight on Discord. I opened straight up to the admins. I'm like, "Here, we got to talk about this now." Told him that you know it wasn't because TJ is smashing ranked games left and right. Like, he still plays ranked all the time, but he doesn't really, he got there. He broke the threshold to Divine 1 by
yeah.
like the 20 team games or whatever in ranked we won in a row. Not because, he's played solo ranked and just grinded and just dumpstering Ancient 5 game after Ancient 5 game. And
Well, this is something too that I think could be a rule, and it hasn't been. And I've mentioned for a few seasons. How about an average medal? To help out.
yeah,
Like you have a cap for okay, this is how high a player can be in the league, and then below that is the medal.
yeah, I
Like
could,
an average. Because I think that would work really well, and be like, okay, hey, your team has to be below X medal. And
yeah.
nothing's happened. I know that's harder. We
Yeah,
only have
that's
so many
also so much
admins.
harder. Yeah, now you have to make not two exceptions, but now you have two rules. I don't know, man. So like that was, I'm not gonna say which admin, but I was talking to the admins, and that was one of their things. They're like, we don't think you're trying to make a super team, and like you have TJ and your position 5 players, a Smurf on a Crusader 3 account, and they didn't want to go by. I was like, yo, our team average, we're not like, we don't have a high team average. They're like, yeah, we don't want to go by that anymore because we don't want people to make these super teams with like a Divine 3 player and a bunch of Guardians. Like they don't want an average thing to be part of their. I don't know.
Do you remember? I think it was season 21, Team Potential against TBD, and a couple
I
hours
was on that
before.
team.
I know you were.
I was,
That's why I'm bringing up quickly because it
I
fits.
know.
And
I'm so
Carl hit
sorry.
Ancient one
Yeah,
during
I know.
playoffs, and then you guys didn't let him play. Not because you said it wasn't you, but
It wasn't me, I know. But I had like so here's my team said you have to say something about it or we're not playing tonight. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so it's like we just grinded all this way. But then I understand the reciprocal of that. Like both of us grinded all the way to that grand finals, and now it was either your team doesn't play or my team doesn't play. I'm like, that's so shit. Like I messaged you, and I felt so bad because you guys withdrew. Then I had to play, the result oriented thinkers and which you guys beat 2-0, I believe.
oh,
And
and we destroyed
that,
them game two.
yeah,
Game
I
one was a
felt
six.
so bad.
Game one was a 60-minute slugfest against them. Because I
Oh
remember
yeah,
this. It was a slugfest where it was dead even. And game two, we went all 3 lanes and they GG'd out before we even took a tier 3 tower. I don't know what
I
happened.
watched it. Yeah,
And game
I
two,
remember.
but our team turned it up. And I will say, and you know
I
what?
gotta look this up now.
We beat you with we scrimmed your team and we beat you when you played with your ancient player
Yeah,
too.
who was that? Oh, yeah,
When you played
JB.
in
Yeah,
the intermediate league, and I
yeah,
even said you can play with that guy. And
yeah.
I don't
Was
know.
that the game? Was that the game I went Radiant's first item Sand King in the offlane?
I don't know. I don't
I
know. We played
I
two
was
games. I think we
yeah.
played 2 games and we destroyed you. No offense. I'm not trying to shit
No,
on
no,
you
no.
here.
You're fine. You're
We
fine.
destroyed you in 2 games, and I think that could have attributed with your ancient player. And I think that
Yeah,
could have attributed to you guys saying, "Oh no, you can't play with Carl." And it was a couple hours before, and
yeah.
I
I know.
decided, "Oh, you know what? I'll forfeit. I ain't playing without my mid." Because Carl was a big part of our strategy. Because Carl and I swap lanes.
Yeah, I know you got because you
You
guys
know,
both had those you had the Brood Mother, which we were always
and
we were always
Alchemist.
thinking about. Yeah, an Alchemist, we were always thinking preparing against.
Yeah, I'm not a brood player
I was
anymore.
already prepared to draft against you guys. By the way, I was already
Yeah.
ready. I had everything, and then my team came up to me like, "Hey, if he's playing, we're not playing," and I'm like, "But I don't understand."
Yeah, with
They're
two
like, "Rules
hours.
are rules, Brian." I'm like,
And
"All
that's a
right,
shitty thing.
whatever."
And that's why after a
I
couple
know.
more
I felt so
seasons,
bad.
they added the
Yeah,
rule
I'm so
where,
glad.
yeah,
So after that season, I left and I
yeah,
hadn't played. It's partially, mostly because I had a kid and
yeah.
taking care of a kid at such a young age is you know super very very involved. You know,
Hmm.
especially when they're
Yeah.
sub 1 year old. Oh my god, dude. It, uh, but so I quit. I actually left. I was on the Smurf court. I was very big in 82L. But then I ended up leaving because I would play games and it. I wouldn't say they didn't have a grasp on the whole medals and all that thing, but oh my god, I felt like every game my team was always like, "Yo, dude, they got a Smurf," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm fucking out of this." So I left. I
Hmm.
hadn't played in 82L this season. My brother was like, "Yo, dude, you want to play 82L again?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's play 82L again." My carry player, he's like, "Yeah, let's do it again." I got
Hmm.
all this free time. I'm like, "All right, let's go, boys." So here we are. I'm back. I'm
No,
back in
that's good.
82L.
But
I'm so
after
excited.
I was like, really, like he ranked up, like people are, and metal depreciation really was happening during that season.
Yeah, it really
So,
was.
people went up a
Yeah.
lot, like, and I was like,
That was my big thing because I was also gaining
yeah,
so much rank at that time. I'm like it doesn't really matter, boys. Like the season's about to end. It's so not the 82L season, but the rank season. So you win one game, you go up like 50%. You know, I was
yeah, that was the
I
issue.
hated I hated that conversation with you. I literally felt like
Mhm.
well, I didn't play result oriented thinkers. I apologize. I played how do you kill in the grand finals
Yeah,
instead.
but that was
And
ROT kind of guys, had Johnny Magic on
oh
it.
yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, so anyways, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Hey, it
I felt so
justifies
bad.
me because you know what? I 2-0'd him, and then you didn't win a game against him. So I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, we did. Oh, are you kidding me, dude?
no,
We won game 1 and then we barely lost game 2 and 3. If it was a best of 5, we won that 100% of the time.
you know what? Okay, well, whatever. You guys lost 2-1, I guess. My bad.
Yeah,
But I remember that I just, it really
I know.
bothered me.
I know. I
I
felt
hold a grudge
so bad.
because
I know you do.
I was playing a few seasons, and I'm like, this is our season, guys. And
It
like, if you
was.
look at my
It was
other
absolutely your
players,
season.
they're not like I think Like Carl started that season at Archon 5. I think Fandy was only like Legend 1. Like we weren't trying to become a super team, but I was putting work in drafting and like I was
Oh, I
like
know.
we're going to, go for it and my our players felt crushed. Straight up some of my players were pretty crushed,
Yeah, I
and
know.
I was like we're
I
not.
know they were all DMing me in the Discord, and I'm like, you
Yeah, I
guys have to
know.
understand, this wasn't my decision.
You can't
This
hate
was
them.
a, this was a like three of my guys came, which in hindsight, my three guys said we're not playing because he's playing. I would have brought it up to you, but if we would have talked about it, which in hindsight I should have just dropped out and let, I can't remember who we dumpstered in the semis, but we should have let them play instead. In my opinion, that's how that should have went down, not the vice versa, where how do you kill had to move up because
No, it's fine. It's fine.
uh,
I eventually won one. I came back with
did you
Cosmics
really?
intermediate. Yeah, I won an intermediate season, and
Oh dang, that's a good one.
I grinded, and my fellow players grinded, and we won a
Yep.
season together. I joined midway, and we actually, believe it or not, the grand finals was against TBD.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, they dropped me and they start winning games, huh? Feels bad, man.
I don't think they were the grand final team. They faced a team. They refused. Listen, and this is fine. They refused to move their time, so they kind of
Yeah,
faced
I
what my opinion was
I hate
either the
that.
second best or the best team. This is IBAD. IBAD, is a good team.
Yep. Yeah, they're good.
I think they
Oh,
could
I
have
see
won
it.
it all.
I see it here.
So they lost. IBAD lost against them, and I would have liked to face them because I thought I was prepping for them because I thought they were the best team to beat, and I didn't get
Yep.
to face them during the regular season. And then
Oh, you had.
TBD, hmm?
I'm sorry, you had Rhino on your team?
I had Rhino on my team. Yeah,
Oh, dude, I love. A lot of people hate Rhino, dude. I love Rhino. He was one of my good buddies.
you
We
know,
played on a team together as well.
on that team, Rhino was very level-headed. He had to
Yeah.
be. He
Yep.
actually had to be. You know what? You say you had a young team. I also had a young team.
Oh,
old man, fireman, and four teenagers.
yeah,
That's
that's
what
where I'm
that
at.
team was.
My
Yeah,
brother's 25. I'm 24, and then I think my three cores. I'm not sure how old TJ is, but I can tell he's in high school.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I know my offlaner is a senior. I think he just graduated, and my carry player just graduated. So they're all fresh out of high school, in high school kids. And then you got me and my brother supporting them, and we're like boomers at this point.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel. And I didn't know how old they were when I started, but it kind of made sense after a while. It's like, okay,
Yep.
they're still going through things, not a big deal. Listen, I like Rhino. The Rhino on that team was good. There's been a lot of spats in 82L Discord because I'm an
Yeah.
outspoken guy about that team and stuff. But you know what? We ended up winning, and that's all that matters. And I'm happy
Yep.
rules have changed to allow that because that Carl scenario really sucked.
Yeah,
Because
I
especially
know.
because we allowed the Cloudy scenario, and I turned down Cloudy. He wanted to be join
Oh,
me,
dude,
and I turned
I was
him
all
down.
anti that. Yeah.
I turned him down. I said you should be in a higher league. There's no way you're
Yep.
actually here right now. It's only because you only calibrated your super low party, or
Yep.
and then uh, he joined a team. He instantly hit Ancient One after a week,
Yep.
and they allowed him to play the whole entire season. I was like, this gotta be kidding me. Like that's a cause for concern. Not Carl, who started the season as Archon 5,
Yep.
working his way up, becomes Ancient 1 during the season. He was Archon 5. He was an Archon player. I was not out to make some super stack. I was like, hey, you're an Archon. Let's team up. I ranked up during that season, obviously, because the medals. But it's all good because I felt good after H2YK beat you because I beat them in a 2-0. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
we beat them in a 3-0. So if they lose to, listen, I know that those games were close, but
Yeah, they were really close.
I felt good.
I know. I fed so hard in all three of those games, which offlane is not my role. I'm, hands down a support player,
Yeah.
but I played offlane that entire season, and I don't know, it was such a fun season. Like people had to start respect banning Axe in the first phase because not a little humble brag, you know what I'm saying? But my Axe was nasty, dude.
Yeah.
That was back when Battle Hunger was super strong, level 1,
Mhm.
and I believe, oh god, I gotta look it up. What team was it? I made one of their carry players so angry. because like he was all chatting me, but I was literally running him down at tier 3s at like 3 minutes in the game. He was Drow Ranger. He was so mad. Now I have to go find it. I'm not
Uh,
gonna say his name, but I'll say the team.
no worries. I will
So
say I'd ban Axe. I'd ban Axe against your team. Axe
yeah,
was strong, so I was just banning it. I was like, guys, we don't even really play that hero, so it's not a loss. I will say
yeah, for
against
sure.
TBD, I literally was banning out Zykor's hero pool in pause 4
Yep, it's not a
after
very
game
big
one.
pool, so I understand.
Game
I
one,
understand that's
uh,
the way to do it.
game one, we lost to his Marana, and
Yep,
it was literally because my
that's
team
it.
did buy detection, so I banned it, and then I banned a couple other pause 4s, and I left Earthshaker in the pool, man, and he picked it game 2, and we shat on it so hard. So
Oh,
then
his
he
Earth
couldn't
Shaker.
play.
It's no Bry guy Earth Shaker. I'll tell you.
So that happened, and then he didn't have a pause 4 hero pool. He said it even
Yep, he
after.
doesn't.
He's
He
like, it's
doesn't.
gone. Well, my pause 4 was Bricko, who's on DH now,
Oh, dude,
and
his. Yeah,
he
they
has a
probably
bigger
actually
pool.
picked the. Yeah, they probably picked the Earthshaker to block his because his is very, very good. And yeah, that's what happens when you have a small hero pool compared to
Well,
Bricko.
he was on my team, but I was actually against picking Earthshaker because even though Bricko's a really good Earthshaker, Earthshaker doesn't really help win lanes, and that's
Oh
what
yeah,
our
his
team
lanes
was
are.
about.
In fact, yesterday I
Yeah,
drafted Earthshaker. Like we lost game 1 against fall damage. In game
yeah,
2, I'm like, all right, boys, here we go. I had a plan. Plan didn't work. We're just gonna play comfort heroes, and we're just gonna try to have fun. We're gonna, try to take a game off them by playing heroes we're good with, and let's see what happens. Picked myself the Earthshaker. They picked Spectre. Spectre's naturally a weak laner, but Earthshaker, the only thing he can do in lane is block people off. You can't block Spectre off. As soon as they picked Spectre, I said, boys, our lanes are over. We can't do anything to Spectre. And he was top net worth at 10 minutes, and it was a real sad time. It's such a good pick. As soon as they picked Spectre, it was over.
Oh well, it's whatever, dude. Dota drafting and playing, it's all about fun and
Yeah.
oh well. No, but I'm happy we're adapting rules in
Oh
82L,
yeah,
trying
for
to make
sure.
it better and trying to, you know, make sure people can play. So I'm really happy your team got to play in intermediate because I understand if
Me
you didn't
too.
want to play in divine, like
Oh, it would have been. It would not have been a good thing. My team, we have some very strong. Uh, what am I trying to say? Very strong. Uh, not attitudes, I guess. Like we can become easily tilted. The only two kind of level-headed people on my team are me and TJ. If you, I don't know if you've actually played with TJ.
I
Super
did.
nice guy. Super nice guy. I'd never heard him say a bad thing ever, and like I can't commend his attitude enough. Like never heard him say one bad thing ever. But the other three, whoo boy, they can get tilted. And once they get tilted, they start yelling at each other, and then I have to step in and be like, hey, shut the hell up, boys. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Which I hate doing because
Yeah.
I'm super passive myself, and I'm just a very easygoing guy.
I've played a couple games with TG. I actually subbed for Scrim for them one time. Played in the
Yeah,
off lane. I fed. You know what? Nobody on that team on unknown last season yelled at me during the game or anything. They were very relaxed. Though Rhino wasn't in the game, but Rhino wouldn't yell at me either.
yeah.
But all the other four, and people were saying stuff like unknown's toxic and stuff, maybe in the Discord. But they were they
No,
weren't
yeah,
like overly nice to me. They're like, play the game. You know what? Their support player, who their pause 5, he stacks a lot in the jungle. He's really good at that. And
Who
he's
was it?
like, go take the stacks. I'm forgetting the name, man.
Was it Urbo?
No, it wasn't Urbo. He's on DH.
Oh, he was. I gotta look now.
Well, whenever you find it, unknown. They're pause
Yeah.
5. His name's escaping me, but our pause 4 is like, just leave lane. I'm just gonna get a bunch of levels. Go get those stacks that our pause 5 did. And you know what? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Oh, okay, that's what I'll do. And it was like no conflict. And I got destroyed. I was underlord against Monkey King off lane. I mean, safe lane.
Yeah.
And Jared Cabra is like an amazing Monkey King player, and
Yeah, he's a good
he
player.
shat on me. I I got destroyed. I felt so bad. I was like, but I wasn't in the mindset of because I wanted to avoid that lane, but they turned it down. If I was captain, I would have swapped, but
Yeah,
whatever.
amen.
But they put me against that impossible lane. I lost terribly, and but they were all nice to me, and we ended up winning the game. I came back. I made some aura underlord being a big bully root stuff,
Yep.
and it was
Oh
it
yeah.
was all good after, and I it was good.
Good bunch of guys.
Yeah,
Love me some TJ. I've only been playing with him for like a month now, and it's just one of the best guys I've ever played with.
he
Not
has
skill wise, but skill
yeah
wise, yeah, he's really good. But like
yeah
his level headedness, like that, I think that's actually one of the main reasons he stayed with our team because I wouldn't think TJ who could he could build a super team like he could went on Hollywood or whatever and been on a super team and easily won this tournament. But he stayed with us because we were real chill. We were winning all the time, little pubs, and like we were really relaxed as a team.
yeah, and stay at Ancient
We fed off
5,
that.
get a Smurf, and just play off of it, But he actually, when he first joined the league, his team got forced to go up to intermediate and two,
Yeah,
and they won a couple, but didn't do really well. But they were first weekend. There's this team. They were called Season 26 champions.
yeah,
Called him
I
out as a
recall.
Smurf, and they lost 2-0, and they got those 2 wins back. But anyways, he's not a Smurf. He's just good at a couple of heroes and can play mid
Yep,
lane well.
yep.
And
He's he's got his ideology in the mid lane. His mechanics are very good in the mid lane. Uh, from what I've seen, his hero pool is like so his hero pool is really big, but his I'm super good at these heroes, and I'm probably a divine 3 player on these heroes. He's got a little puddle of those that if I can get him those heroes and it's a good game for him, I don't think we can lose. To be honest,
yeah,
like
he'll
he's
he'll.
so good with some heroes, and it's insane.
I made a in one of my content videos. I talk about game changers, and TJ's a game changer. Like you
Yeah,
want
absolutely.
multiple, you want more than one game changer on a team if you're gonna win
Yep,
82L, and he's a game changer.
yep.
But
He definitely is. I think
well,
uh I think my offlaner is actually a game changer. I actually don't think I played with Rhino and I know he was good at offlane. In my opinion, I haven't played with an offlaner this strong before. I drafted him into bad situations. I think last night. That's why we didn't do very well. Like I gave him an Abaddon, but he's not really like one of these like Abaddon Underlord just players. He's like one of these like Axe and Pangolier, these really finessey,
flashy.
game changing
Yeah.
heroes. Yeah, yeah, timber saws, things like that. But yeah, I drafted him in some bad positions.
Ah,
But he's also one
yeah.
of those game changers.
Yeah. No, listen,
Ask Man Cheddar.
Underlord, you just sit back and you do stuff. So no,
Yeah.
I agree with you. But did I? Oh, we didn't. I wanted to quickly talk about Smurf. So Mancheddar is claiming the Pango and Phoenix player. If you look at his stats as Smurf,
Who was
they
that?
their Blink on their Pango. He played Pango and Phoenix, and if he was with them last season, and they lost all 12 games, and apparently that team put in a ticket saying that man is a Smurf. He's the Crusader.
Huh.
And I'd like to say that what, somehow I don't know what happened, but in the mid lane, I think he got some lucky procs, and he just somehow killed Cam solo.
He
But
played Phoenix mid
no, he
and
played
Pango mid.
Phoenix pause 4, and then he played Pango middle,
Oh, okay.
and he took a
Okay. I
faced
was really
Monkey King,
confused. Yeah.
and he won. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna say that watching the gameplay, I don't think a Pango player just walks because he kept getting leashed by Grem by walking up to his teammate, and all I could
Hmm.
think of is like I just can't see it. Also, there's a track record behind him, so I think
Yeah.
that ticket probably got closed right away, but it was on the Discord. Someone on Radio Helmets on, I think it was Radio Fight, posted, "Hey, you made this guy my teammate's day by calling him Smurf. He's now bragging about it."
Yeah, that's funny.
So I was like, "Oh,
I'm really proud of helmets on. I told them prior to game day yesterday. It was probably like 4 p.m. Eastern. I was like, "Hey, Radio Foot, who do you play?" And they're like, "Manchester." I'm like, "Hey, you're gonna win one of those games. I'm telling you, they're scary looking on paper, but you're gonna take a game from them, if not 2-0 them." And I was right.
some
So
people on that team, I've been told, tilt."
Manchester,
Yeah,
yeah, I can see it.
I've been
I think we had their position 5 player dumb tilted in our scrims, and we fed off of that. You can't get tilted against my team because we'll know and we feed off that.
yeah, get those
Oh, dude, I
tips,
felt
man.
so bad. Oh yeah, amen, dude. We had him all chatting. We were all chatting back to him. Oh, dude, we had. I feel bad, but we had him just super tilted.
Just don't all chat in 8012.
Yeah, no,
Bad
I told
game.
my guys like that's scrims. That's cool. 82L, it's only cool if they say it's cool, like prior, like in the lobby. Because I've had those games where they're like all chats all game, and we're like, all right, bet. And then we just talk shit all game. Those are fun as always.
Yeah, they're good. No, but I was like, like 1-1. Don't call everybody a Smurf, man. Just because this guy
Yeah, no,
ended up
for
doing
sure.
like okay in the mid lane, like if you watch everything about his game, it was pretty poopy. But I don't
Pretty
say that when I
poopy.
cast. That's what I'll say. I don't know. Like, listen, their team, dude. Okay, I don't know how to explain this, but I talked to Radio Foot right after. I'm like, and I said this during my cat. I'm like, their Legion commander bought Aghanim Scepter. His team is literally like their Wraith King BKB'd and walked up to the Legion commander's target and just started hitting him like for 4 seconds. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? So I
Oh,
don't
that's
know,
so
man.
sad. I can't say
They're
anything. My team sucked last night
no
too.
people do that. He's like, yeah, we just get hyped sometimes and whatever. Helmets On is honestly just a group of guys
I
wanting to
love them.
play Dota. And you know
I
what?
love those guys. I don't even
There's
know them
yeah,
personally, but I love them.
they're
The
very positive guys. They just want to
Yep,
play Dota. That's it. They
yep,
just want to play games and have fun.
yep.
That's it. They're not some super team. They like to make the playoffs. Their day was made when they won a game off a TTP in the playoffs
Oh,
for the
dude, that
first
was
time.
so hype. And
That's
they
hype.
posted their chat in their not TeamSpeak. They posted their Discord sound into
Yeah.
the 82L Discord. Dude, that was
Yeah.
so hype to watch. I could just feel the energy. That was so hype. I loved that every minute of it. That's why I came back to 82L, to be honest, this season. When my brother and my carry player offered to go back, I'm like, yeah, absolutely, dude. I love the positive positive attitude coming from 82L recently. So I'm back.
They they're very positive guys. Super
Hmm.
positive. They also uh what word do I want to use? They're just fun. But you know why they did? You know why they were also happy too is because they were shit talked in the Discord by a player on
I
TTP
know. I love that.
and uh, saying yeah they shouldn't even be playing in the playoffs, and then they lose the game off. And I
I
like
love
players
when
on
teams
TTP.
talk shit and they lose. I absolutely love that. There was last season uh I was Zero Hoots Gang. They changed their name, I think. No, there's Zero Hoots Gang last season.
Yeah,
But I was doing a lot of casting for them, and I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Digital Habitat or something. A very loud team, but they were saying there's zero chance Zero Hoots Gang beats them unless it's a fluke, and then Zero Hoots Gang just destroyed them in 2 games. And then in the all chat, everyone's like GG, and Obelisk throws in there. He goes, "Probably just a fluke, though, right?" Oh, dude, it felt so good. Like that it feels super good for Zero Hoots Gang to come out winning that game after being shit talked all week long about like how they should be a good team and all this
well, that's
jazz.
probably me too. I make hot takes.
Yeah,
I make predictions. So I would have said DH is going to 2-0 him.
Oh, I
And
mean, I was casting, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, Digital Habitat on paper is a better team. I think they're gonna win
I
because
might,
they were pretty
yeah.
stacked in my opinion last season.
In my content, I make predictions. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong.
Yep.
And some people are haters of it. Some people really like it because ROT. I said they'd uh, win a game, and they're hyped. And sometimes I said they wouldn't win a series, and they message me after, and they're like, "What now?" Like it's like, but they're not actual haters. But there is some people that are. I don't know if you've. There's a guy Jimmy, and now every time I make a contender content, he's going to post an 82L.
Don't know that one, but I'll keep an eye out for him.
Any contender content, just go to, and I don't even look really at the comments and stuff,
Yeah.
but apparently like people do, and like the first person to notice was Scotty. He's like, look at this guy, he's posting in here, so I feel like I made it because now I have haters, you know.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was hating on your content yesterday, saying all my team's gonna be bad. I have full faith my team's top 8.
prove
I
prove me
really do.
wrong,
I'm gonna
Captain
my
Bryan.
team will be top. Like we will, if we did these same teams, and we did the Swiss stage, 100% of the time we'll make it to the top 16 or the group stage. Uh, like every single time we'll do that, and I'd say a good 80% of the time we're going top 8. I think my team's very good, in my opinion. But I know it's got some bias to it, and on paper we don't look that good because we have a Crusader. But I played a lot of games with these guys, and I haven't felt this good about a team in so long.
I
So
think your
my
team
team's
can be
top
in the
8.
top 16.
My
you
team's
know
top 8, guaranteed. You'll
I
see me there.
I think your team can make the top 16. I 100% do. I Someone's gotta be at the bottom. This is the worst part. I can't be like, oh yeah, every team's a top 8 team. No, you can't, because listen, there are teams that are. There's 23 teams right now.
There are some very good teams, and
Yeah,
I think if you place in the top 8 this season, you're a very good team because there are a lot of good teams this season. I've been looking at them.
yeah,
Like I could easily name 8 right off the bat that I'm like, oh, these teams are top 8.
yeah. I think
But
I can as well. But
I think if you make top
regular
8 this
season.
season, that should
Yeah,
be a win. It's a win in your book if you make top 8 this season,
you
which my
know
team will. Just saying.
there you go. No, I'm excited. I'll remember that. I'll be like, CaptainBryan says his team's gonna make top 8. Can't wait till it doesn't. Then I
Oh,
can
we're ranked
add him.
last place right now, but we will be top 8.
All I have to go off, and there's so many teams. All I have to go off of, and this is what I tell people that are like, you know, what's up and why can't you spend time and look, it's like I don't have time to look at 20 Dota games this one player has played ever, and then look at each individual player and spend hours and hours, man. If you've been in 82L many seasons, I form an opinion on you, and I'll be focusing on those players that have been here, not new players. But if you make it to the top, like Trail of Tears made it to the grand finals, beat Unknown.
Yep,
Uh,
that was hype.
it was good. I casted that game. I
Yep.
can talk about it. And give some opinions. I didn't think TOT Trail of Tears got 3-0'd, man, in the
In
grand
the grand
finals.
finals. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? It's actually really interesting. Heroic got 3-0'd. Intermediate got 3-0'd. Contender got 3-0'd. Only
Really?
Archon, only the Archon League. That was the 6 teams, 6 teams.
Yeah.
And no, was it 6 or was it only 4? I think only 4 wanted to play, and they got a little mini bracket, and they played
Yep.
a BO5, and apparently lasted 7 or 8 hours.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, apparently nobody. That both. Listen, the lower ranked you are, the harder it is to end a game because your team doesn't understand power spikes and a lot of things.
Yeah, right. I
And
understand.
so then you get hour-long games.
Yeah. Oh, so one of these Archon teams, I always end up playing, and it's Lemon Snow Cones. That team, I always have such really, really like intense games with. Like, I don't care if my team's like way better than them on paper. they always make it such a hard fought out game every single time, and it's so annoying. Every time I see them, I'm like, oh boy, all right, boys, you better be ready for war because we're going into war against lemon snow cones. I don't know what it is, but they're like my kryptonite.
There's a lot of
I don't
players.
know why.
I actually like Archon Late because it's a lot of players that haven't played in a long time, and
Yep.
82 all. Like the instigators, gotta love
The mit
Chad.
the mittens is lemon snow cones. I've seen them around for a very long time.
Yes,
Hmm.
Mary Todd, Lincoln, Forever Young, Keno's been on quite a few teams. Jack Benz, they were on my team that I left last season. Good luck to them.
Hmm.
And then, the only team I don't like is the Corona Crusaders, just because I don't think you should really make jokes about COVID-19. But I also now COVID-19 is actually less serious than what it was. But that's my own opinion. Don't want to offend anybody there. But
Hard to do, but I understand.
Petting Zoo Rejects used to have a different name, and I
Yeah.
didn't
I
like their
love that
name,
name.
and I
I
stated
liked
it
it.
very clear that you shouldn't have a name like that.
Yeah,
You
I can
come on,
respect it.
But no, you know what? Like, not to segue. Anything else you want to say, Captain Brian? We've hit an hour, man.
Have we
I could keep
really?
going. I could keep going.
I didn't even realize it was an hour. No, I'm just chilling, dude. I was just talking and having a good time, talking about some 82L. Wow.
You're a good
Are
talker,
you
man.
serious? Are you serious? It's an hour, dude. I am a good talker.
Dude, I liked it. Heck, you were
Shoot.
talking for like 3 minutes straight, and I'm like, this is fucking amazing, dude. Like, honestly, the best thing for some, like for a chat or interview is just listen to somebody. No, I do talk a lot. I do, and especially
Oh
when I
yeah.
cast, I want to be the main. I want to be talking 80% of the time. God damn it!
Oh yeah. I understand that.
But when I can just listen to you talk and you go for like 2 minutes, you give some information, it gives me a lot of time to come up, join the conversation, then you listen. This is good.
Yep.
You know,
I enjoy it.
people are
So do
like,
you want to cut it off at an hour, or do you want to? I mean, I can find stuff to talk about. Like I've been looking at this intermediate, like these 23 teams, and I have so much to say about it because I've been looking at it a lot and like thinking about it a lot because I'm really big into like I don't know if you knew like when I was in high school I was in all sorts of sports and I was very competitive. So now that I'm not in sports anymore because I graduated and I'm not in college anymore, I've segued that into Dota and like bracket stages and all the group stages. All this is like very competitive to me, and I'm always like super into it. So
listen,
I have a lot to say.
we can keep going. We're actually coming to like an hour and 8 minutes.
Oh my
So
god.
I know, no, dude, not a big deal. I just let me go grab a beer, okay?
Ooh, a little beer. All right, I'll be right back
Listen,
with a
I'm
beer as
always
well.
drinking a beer. We'll take a 30-second break, guys. By the way, I stream this on Twitch, but all I do is I upload it to YouTube, and I don't even tell people I'm doing it.
Yep.
I just don't care. This is a nice if people want to stop in, like that Fireside
Yep.
Games guy, but this isn't meant to be some live show.
Yep. No,
I
I
tell
agree.
zero people. I'd rather people just go to YouTube. It's a nice little comment section. Listen to whenever you want. So
Yep.
30 seconds. I'll be back with my beer. I'm
Yep. Yep. Yep.
a big banquet fan. I am. Okay. Be right back, chat. Okay, I don't know if Captain Brian's back, but it only takes me 10 seconds to walk over there and get myself another beer. If you're actually, I didn't have a beer at the start of the content. That was a huge problem. I shouldn't lie about that, guys. But if you've been watching any of my content, I usually have a beer. Sit down, have beer, loosen up, guys. Couple people actually, well, he's not even here. We'll just talk about this.
Yeah. I am.
Radio Foot. Oh, you're back now. What's your
Yep.
beer,
Yep.
by the way?
What's my beer?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't make fun of me. I have to keep it. I have to keep it low alcohol. I'm just drinking a Reds.
No, it's fine, dude.
A red's wicked though. It's because they're the best ones.
I'm not gonna make fun of your beer. You drink, dude.
Nothing fancy.
I drink Banquet. Coors Banquets. It's my favorite beer, dude. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. Goes so smooth. Has such a nice taste. I don't know. There's some beers I drink and it's like, what am I drinking? Horse piss? I don't know.
Yeah, some are just so brutal, man. Like I can't drink them. Like I'll go to back in high school. I mean college. when I went to parties,
Yeah, when you're
people would
21.
have certain beers. Yeah, when I'm absolutely 21 and I went and bought my own beer, I would show up and I forgot to go buy my own beer, and I just had I have to drink what's there, and there's just this nasty stuff. I just I just have to have a good time and talk to people that are drunk and I'm not, because I don't drink that stuff. It's so nasty.
Yeah, I used to not be a beer drinker. I actually switched to beer because I don't really like get drunk off beer. Like I'll be tipsy and
Yeah.
I'll maintain that but above a buzz. Like people say buzz is where you want to be at. No, you want to be past that. That's my opinion.
Yep.
And I like being there. My issue is with hard alcohol, I can finish it so fast. And I'd finish a 2-6 and a night a lot of the time. And
Yeah, that's
I
my problem too.
and it was a weekend thing for me, and I actually was getting up to like a 40. I remember it was a
Oh
period.
God.
Yeah, I remember not a full. I remember I think I had 35 out of 40 of the ounces in a 40 on a weekend, and I realized I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Stopped kind of drinking, but now we're back. But
Yep.
these beers are fun.
Always good to be self-aware.
Well, I didn't feel like I was an alcoholic, but I was like, man, if I keep going down this road, am I going to become one? I'm like, school helped a lot because when I went to college, not as much drinking, believe it or not, for me, but it's whatever.
Yeah, same.
I was going to mention quickly, it's okay if it's long because there's some viewers, you know what they do, Brian?
What's that?
They actually, they take it, put it, and listen to it while they're in their vehicle.
Yep.
On their drive to work. The one guy has a 45-minute drive to work, and he's like,
that's what I do. That's why I listened to yours the other day, actually.
He's like, that's when I listen to your content. I love it. And I'm like, not gonna lie, that's what I do too. I put on stuff to listen to, and whenever I can, I listen to some. I try to listen to the content of other people as well. I try to shout out their content as well in my content. You probably noticed.
Yep.
Because you know what? Like, it's good. And the only reason why it's there is because the people are putting time and effort into it. Like, Sleepy he put a lot of effort, I think, in that spreadsheet, and he's going to add more. And it's like, come on. Now, obviously, if you're not watching it, you're just listening to it, you can miss some visuals. Like, I'll just go to H3. He's like, we're like a vodcast because we show a lot of stuff. So, I tried to describe stuff, but really, like, if you need to really see something, just go back.
I'm not a. Yeah. I'm all about the podcast feel of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so easy to listen. Like, music gets stale after a while. Like listening to the same music after So when I was driving to work the other day, and I was like, bro, all these people, the 82 community, have been working so hard and putting all this time and all this effort into content. I'm very intrigued in the intermediate 23 teams, which has to be a record. I was all in, so I'm like, dude, let's go watch some content, like listen to some content on my way through. And I just really liked how this was a podcast feel. I didn't have to, I was just driving, listening to it. It was good. I liked it a lot.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say podcast feels low effort. It's kind of like what I say to people is how much effort you want to put in for, like, there's effort to reward, right? And all that matters is people are, and I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm not like, oh God, why is it past an hour? God damn it. No, I've enjoyed this conversation, dude. I love that we start with even Pro Dota. I didn't even know. I was like, oh yeah, OG, AG. I love talking about this. Like, I love Dota.
I don't even know how I got in that conversation, but I'm someone who jumps a lot and always keeps
Yeah.
conversations going. I had a buddy in high school that he would come over. I was in a band. I was in a rock band, right?
Okay.
And he would come over, and we would end up staying, like, hanging out all night because, like, he would go to leave, and we would just be standing in my kitchen, which is where the door was to leave the house,
Yeah.
and we would just be talking. And he would have his amp in one hand and his guitar in the other hand, and we would just, you know, it was too hard, like, to say goodbye, and we would just talk for hours and hours, and then it would just be like, bro, dude, we gotta leave. So I'm really bad at doing that. So you're gonna have to stop me because I'm gonna jump everywhere and
No,
anywhere.
I don't care where you jump, dude. I just talked about beer. We just talked about beer. You went to college. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it, dude. I almost want to go back because, dude, have you ever done pub golf before?
What'd you call it?
Pub golf, where you do like
Pub golf?
9 or 18 holes, but instead of holes, you go to different bars.
No, I haven't done that. I actually. So I had a kid right after I turned 20. Not after. I was like 22.
Yeah.
So I didn't really go out a lot. My girlfriend turned 21 right after she had our child, so we didn't really go out a whole lot. I got all of it out of the way in college. Yeah.
In Canada, it's 18 or 19. Here, it's 19 where I am. And
Yeah.
but I guess I graduated 23, but I wasn't going out a lot either. But our big thing in our class, it was a small class, this college, and our big thing was, hey, if you're interested, we're doing a pub golf night. And these
Ooh.
couple of guys set it up. They printed out these cards, 9 holes, 9 different bars that we had to walk to, and each had holes. And there was rules. You had to down your drink in one go, and if you didn't, every
Shit.
sip was a second. So every time you had to put the glass down, out of your lips,
Yeah.
it was a second drink. You could only pee at 2 locations of the 9
Oh
without
no,
for
dude,
free.
that's bad. Oh,
Yeah,
for free. Whew.
for free. If you need to pee, you can, but it costs you a point.
So
Anywhere
basically,
else.
whoever had the lowest points at the end of the bar run won. Like so there's 18 nine.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say there's 9 pubs you went to. If someone had the perfect night and they downed all their drinks in one go at each pub, they had 9 points, right? Is that how that worked?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it worked.
Okay.
9 points. There was a couple other rules, like special rules at locations. I can't remember them. This is 2 years now, and they. I don't. We don't really know who won. We're.
No idea that night. I don't remember who won either. I'll be real with you.
But I was definitely a contender. There was only one spot where I had to drink more than once, and that was at one place they picked a frozen drink.
Oh yeah, so you got a brain freeze.
I got a brain freeze, and I had to. I did it in
That's
2. I couldn't do it in
well,
1.
that's still impressive. See, I'm not a chugger per se, so I would have been so bad every time.
Well, there was one part
I would
we
have been
went.
so bad.
So we go to a bar, okay, and I think this is the fifth or sixth bar, and we're talking about our cards, and I'm been like, yeah, I've done one each time, so I right now I'm 5 for 5 or 4 for 4 or something, and people are
Yeah.
like, no way, you're fire, you don't drink, you don't do this stuff, no way you're as hardcore, like. I drank, but I'm not that hardcore and stuff. So a couple guys, and they're like, "We're gonna go around the table because we don't believe some of you have perfect scores. So we're gonna go around the table and we're gonna tell it's your turn." And it was not a pint, a schooner. Do you know what a schooner is?
Not. Nope. I don't.
It might be a Canadian term. Schooner beer size. It's like 2.5 to 3 beers in Canada. Depending on the place, it's like 2.5 to 3 beers in a glass.
A tall beer glass. Okay.
Okay. So, anyways,
It's Australian / North American term. I never heard of it.
well, Australian beers looks 15 ounces. How many ounces is 355 milliliters? No, dude. Okay, so this schooner in Australia is smaller than a Canadian schooner. And Saskatchewan, it's 2.5 to 3 beers, depending on the location. Okay.
Yep.
And that's what we were having. I think it was Molson Canadian. I don't know. Each place had a different beer or drink or fancy thing, and we went around the table. Just came off our table. I think that it was 14 of us that went and did it, and I'm like fourth or fifth, and people are like, "Okay, it's up to you. Let's go. Let's see you get your perfect score." And by the way, the people before me all made it. I think it was like 3 or 4 people before me, and I chugged that thing, not a sip. The whole entire table is going wild and banging the table like we were. I need to mention before we started this, by the way, we were already drunk. We were
Oh
already
yeah, well,
daytime drinking
yeah,
at 12
oh
a
yeah.
12 at noon. Some people before noon. There,
Jesus.
we
I
because
don't
it
think
was
I've
right after
ever
the
been drunk at
exams.
noon.
No, not drunk at noon, but starting at noon
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were
or
drunk at
before.
noon. I'm like, what the hell? That's insane. Okay, I've day drank before. I've never been.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we were
Okay.
probably drunk by when we started at 3 or 4 or 5 p.m.
Okay.
because
That's
we were
better than
going
me.
ham. Not at noon, but I could tell you I already had too many drinks, and our table was going wild. And then right after me, people are like, Fireman could do it. Let's go see if you could do it, Tanner. And Tanner could not do it. And then a few other people couldn't do it. And people are making fun of them all. And like,
Oh no.
dude, and this is like making fun of me a little too. It's Fireman could do it. You guys can't. Like, I was like, what can I say? It was good. There's these unsung heroes at another place, and it's like 20 some dollar shot, and it's like multiple alcohol, and like we had to do that in one go, and which is easier, but God, it was so awful. Sorry to go on a little tangent on pub golf, but it's fun. Like you get a card, you make it look like golf, and you have rules and everything, and it was amazing because some of those
Well,
guys I didn't drink with ever.
that does sound fun. If I ever find myself in wherever the hell you are, Canada, and I'm drinking, we'll go pub drinking,
Oh,
and I'll be hammered after the second bar.
I've only done pub golf once.
Pub golf, yeah.
Yeah, pub golf. It's very common in like Ireland and Great Britain and like Germany. Like it's a common thing, I guess, in Europe, and it's fun. You just pick a bunch of places to go to, and you try to drink them. But really, the end game, nobody cared who won, so it's all good. There was no. I actually would say there's no winning for the people that came. All losses.
Everybody losses the next day. I promise it was a big loss.
Dude, there was a casino run in the middle of it. I don't know. I'm not the biggest gambler. I like going once a year. I didn't go to it, but one of our guys won like $4,000 or 5,000.
Damn, that's a good chunk of change right there.
Yeah, he bought us all around.
Oh, there's a tournament game going on in 82L.
You know what game?
Oh,
Contender
it's
game.
Contender. Who cares?
Oh, Brian! Whoa!
I mean, it's Contender. Yeah, go Contender. Woo!
Maybe for you.
I'm not heavily invested in Contender this season. I guess I do have some buddies playing in Contender, but my bad.
You know what? The hardest league to be really invested in, I'd say, is Heroic and maybe Divine. Because, like, Heroic
Yeah.
never chats. There was a guy. I had a content, and I said, hey, if you watch in Heroic, let me know. Because maybe I will do some Heroic for you guys. And only one guy. And he's like, one season. I'm just playing because they asked me to. And I watched your content just to let you know. I was like, so the one guy, I appreciate it. I said, thanks, man. But right now, like if nobody watching it or nobody cares, not even my content, but anybody's, it's like,
Yeah.
why focus on? They're on their own little planet. They probably have their own private Discord that the admins don't tell us about that they go to.
Probably.
But Bonk chooses to be with us, So yay,
Good old Bonk.
his team
Is that
won.
who it was?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
Bonk. Yeah, his team 3-0'd Unsung. So Unsung won season 26.
Yeah.
And then Bonk, and I thought they'd 4-1. 3-1 Bonk's team, but Bonk 3-0'd them. Now Unsung had a sub on their roster, and that could have been the thing. But regardless, Bonk's team won, and guess what Bonk's team changed them to? They changed their name to Unsung Champions. Mocking Unsung.
Yeah, I saw that.
I love
I
it.
wondered. I didn't know if one team was like. I didn't know if one team was like a seed of the other. You know, you have OG seed and
hmm
Virtus Pro Prodigy or whatever the hell they're called. I thought it was that, like, Champions was like the one team and then Unsung was just, their seed team or whatever.
No,
But now I know. Now I know
they're
the story behind it.
they're adding spice, man. They're adding some spice to it. I love it, dude. I love it.
Go.
I think it's pretty cool. You know, DH
I
had
love
that DH and DH Sprout last season,
Yeah.
but that was a little bit of a meme. You know, they weren't.
Weren't they supposed to be a team that was just like whatever and they ended up doing pretty good? Digital Habitats Pro.
You know what? When I saw that team, I thought they'd be a top 3 team.
I can't remember who was on it.
Scotty middle, Thug Potato off lane, Dill carry, and then you had Seth and Sharky as supports. And you know what? Seth gets some flack for supporting, but but a lot of those people are like ancient level players. It's like
Oh, yeah,
Seth's
no.
Legend 1, man. I think Seth does a great job. He's better
I
than
think he
me.
does
JK.
fine.
I almost played on a team with them, but Seth's gonna
Yeah.
focus on adminning, so that didn't work out.
Yeah, I can't say anything bad about Seth. He's the only reason TJ's playing right now. The other admins in the chat did not want to listen to me or talk to me. Well, okay, they listen. I'll take that back. I can't hate them. They listened to me, but they didn't budge from their stance, which I understand because they have to create this. They have to, they have to create the confines of intermediate, and they didn't want any exceptions. Like they kicked Fire from Team Ooh, but
Yeah,
us keeping TJ, they didn't want to do that because they had to kick Fire, which I'm sure they didn't want to do because, Fire's not a bad guy.
Team Ooh won last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they did win.
You know,
3-0 in the finals. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
had
casted
to.
that game, right? But they, it's like we can't, we're sorry, it's time for you to move on. I know you want to
Yeah.
play with your friends, you can in the higher league. Maybe your team sucks, deal with it, and then you know what you do? You do the ROT way. Good in contender, bad in intermediate, go back to contender. You got that kind of. It's really tough because that's why I'm like average MMR. Like we need to or average metal, but that's like I said, even harder for the admins to decide. But
Yep.
even if because there's some teams that do break apart, and it's like this team isn't trying to ruin anything, and it's hard. It's really hard to make a fun and balanced league and rules. And some people are like saying the admins are making a rule for this Rice Bros guy, not letting him play in the lower league. But
I think the admins are doing a fantastic job, to be honest. I think Seth has been doing a good job since, this thing started. I mean, there were some little shady times, but I think Seth's doing a great job. And he added a ton of admins this season. Not a ton, but like a few extra admin content creators, right, this season. Yeah, like Jukester and Mad Max, I think.
Mad Max last season, Jukester this season.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's added a ton. And it's I think it's for the better. To be honest, I think they're doing a good job, despite if they would have got their way, TJ would be playing.
I think it's really hard for them to choose because they are an intermediate both.
Yeah. Oh, they are, aren't they? Yeah. I'm gonna feel bad. They're probably gonna. Oh man.
So
I don't want to play. Yeah, actually, Mad Max's team wanted to scrim the other day, and my team was available too, but I didn't because it was preseason, and I didn't want anything to happen where his bias would like. I mean, he was already biased against TJ, but I didn't want it to be like Omega against TJ, and then like,
No, I know. I bet did. Well,
Yeah,
what
I
if you guys somehow win a game or TJ just plays amazing one game? See, TJ, and I'm not. Some people aren't like like that, but it's hard, man. It's hard. The rules and the admins have right to have those rules in special scenarios to change. Suns fan, I always listen to his podcast. I talk about it. I love it, dude. I love Suns fan podcast, and he actually talked about how at his tournaments they actually have a clause in them when you join that hey, if something's up, we'll change the rules because like he was referencing the tournament online that had 15 stand-ins for
Shoot.
the We Play Lower League, I believe it was, had
Yeah.
a team that had 15 stand-ins play for them,
Oh.
and they came in top 3. But if they won with that, you know, that would have been a huge problem. And Suns fans, like, I would have stopped that. I would have told them, hey, forfeit or have a couple stand-ins, you know, are stand-ins. Don't stop this shit. You know, he would have told him straight up, you know, and that he can do that because he has a clause in rule. His rules that says, hey, rules can change if something happens that we didn't think of, like a team having 15 subs. How are you supposed to know?
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, no, I think the admins do a great job. I always say they do. Except for the one time, you know, a couple times, but not a big deal. Not a big deal, you know. Bryan, is that your real name, by the way?
Yeah.
Lame. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, bro. Nope. Yep. That's my real name, Brian. Funny. The Bry guy term actually came from work. I was walking around work, and my boss is trying to get a hold of me on the radio, and I was talking to some lady trying to help her out, right?
Okay.
And over the radio, dude, he's like, my boss is super chill. He's a really funny guy, and he was trying to get a hold of me. Probably it was for nothing important. He just wanted to talk to me. But on the radio, which mine was turned all the way up because usually I'm working in a loud environment. But it was in a quiet environment, and I'm talking to this lady, and here comes my boss from the radio, just incessantly. He's like, Brian, 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 like not saying anything, just saying my name over and over again. And then he starts changing how he's saying my name, like different. He enunciated different ways and shit. And then all of a sudden he's like, Bry guy, Bry guy, the Bry guy, Bry guy, Bry guy, and it's like, I was like, what the hell? So I turned my radio off. I helped this lady out. I said, have a good day or whatever. And she goes, hey, you too, Bry guy. You have a great day, Bry guy. And then this lady left. And I came back and I told my boss. That was the end of it. My name at work is Bry guy. No one calls me Brian. That's just weird. It's Bry guy all the way. Even like the top bosses, they'll come in like, Bry guy, what's up, dude? I'm like, shit. So that's how I got that name. It's a
Damn.
work thing. Yep.
Wow. Well, that's funny how that started. Your boss is like, oh, not answering to Brian, huh? I'll just start being annoying and say Bry guy.
Yeah, it was so annoying. It was so loud, dude. I was like, oh god.
No, well,
Did
I
you
would have
finish
gave
your
the
beer yet?
boss. What did I finish? No, did
Yeah,
you?
come on. No, I was just wondering.
No, I'm at half. Dude, I was actually sipping through it, man. I gotta be careful because I don't know if I'm gonna leave the house today or.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really have anything to leave the house.
I feel that.
And I'll just eat my girlfriend's snacks. She doesn't live with me, but she leaves her snacks here, and I usually leave them alone.
Bro, dude, you gotta eat those snacks. She's leaving snacks in your house? Ooh, those are my snacks now, you know what I'm saying? That was my girlfriend. Which we live together, I guess, but in fact, when I went and got a beer, I went and grabbed their snacks actually.
Oh,
I had
it's
a whole plate of her snacks. My bad. She'll come home and be like, what the fuck? Where's my chips?
it's a little different, you know. You know, when they're not living
Yeah,
with
no,
you, I think. But
I know it is. I'm just playing.
she puts them in a certain spot too, and everything. And it's like she actually
Wait,
left a note.
She left a note. I thought you meant like she was hiding them like under the bed or
Oh.
something or in the closet. You're just cleaning, and all of a sudden you see just like a bunch of snacks under your bed. You're like, what the hell?
Okay, I have a confession to make about cleaning. I have a
All right, go
cleaner
ahead.
come every 2 weeks, 2 hours.
That's fine.
2
Every 2
hours,
hours?
50. No, 2 hours, $50 person
Oh, that's
deep
fine.
clean. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. They
Yeah,
come in
that's fine.
every 2 weeks and they clean up my whole entire place. I live in a very small house, like the tiniest house.
Yeah, I live in a very small house as well. It's not like small, but I guess. But it's a starter house for me and my girlfriend.
I cannot permanently live with a second person in this house.
Really?
Oh yeah, it would
That's
not
real
work.
tiny then. It's a cottage. It's a little tiny cottage on the sea.
Yeah, think of it like a little tiny cabin, you know, like it's whatever, but it's the house I'm living in, renting. That's
Yeah.
I'm loud. I'm a loud person, so I can't have walls with another person. I'd get kicked out. But no, she didn't leave a note this time, but she left a note before COVID-19 happened. My
Yeah.
my one friend, he comes down. I have amazing internet. He lives on a farm. He doesn't have as great, so he comes down, sets up his gaming rig, and we just game out in the same room. Have a little
Oh, I love
LAN
that.
thing. We play a bunch of games, and like we were playing Rocket League. Yeah, you can play online, but dude, I don't know how to explain it. But I score a goal. We turn around. We're both high fiving each other. We're yelling. Yeah.
Better.
So
That's great.
and she wrote on her snacks the one time. These are my snacks. Do not give them to Sean. And I didn't because she heard me saying we're gonna go get snacks, Sean and I, or something like that, the one time, and she thought we were gonna use hers. But no, we get our own. You know,
Huh.
we get our own stuff. But I can have that. She wouldn't be like too upset with me, but she'll whenever she comes down, she'll be like, "Where are my snacks at?" And
Where are the snacks?
my
Where's the snacks?
dude, she snacks out, man.
And that's the end of it. I'm just kidding.
In Canada, weed's legal. She smokes weed, and you know what
Oh,
people
that's nice.
do? You know what
You
people?
guys snack on each other's weed?
I don't smoke.
Oh, I thought that's what you were getting at. Like people
No,
snack on each other's weed.
no, they get the munchies.
Oh, duh. Oh god, I'm so stupid.
And,
Yeah, duh.
and
Makes sense.
she takes one of her things she buys or multiple of them, and she just starts eating them. And listen,
Oh,
I
dude,
don't
that's
even.
how I mean, when I back in the college days, I too ate a lot of snacks.
I don't even need to.
Take that information as you will. But yeah, I was the same. I always had to eat a lot. The best, if you tell her, dude, the best when you're on under the influence is this is gonna sound really weird, but sliced cheese, man. Sliced cheese. So generally your mouth's pretty dry. I know you haven't, but like when you eat sliced cheese, it's so like moist. Oh, dude, it hits so different. The best thing I've ever eaten is sliced cheese when I'm high. Take that information as you will.
I don't listen. If she ever bring by sliced cheese, that's cool. But I don't have it in my house. I don't like sliced cheese. I don't like cheese on my
Uh,
burgers, dude.
what?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I don't want to.
Well, I guess you're from Canada, so things are
Whoa,
different.
whoa, 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 whoa! No, actually, don't. This isn't a Canada thing. This is a fireman thing. I'm picky on a few things.
Are you
I
lactose intolerant or?
no, no. Dude, I love
Oh,
my
I
milk.
mean, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I don't like vegetables on any like sandwiches of any kind. It's just really weird.
I-
But I like vegetables and I like salad, but I don't like it on my burgers and my.
Dude, I love tomatoes on my burger. You ready for this? I
I
don't
can't.
like ketchup.
I don't like ketchup either. But you like tomatoes and don't like ketchup. That's a little suspect for sure. That's a little suspect.
I had
They're,
ketchup.
they're the same thing.
I had ketchup last summer for the first time in a few years.
Yeah.
And it's because how do you know you don't like ketchup? My cousin said this is a family kind of reunion thing. And how do you know you don't like ketchup if you never have it? Blah blah blah. She's and I'm like, cause I know, cause last time every time I have it, I don't like it. I almost gagged, man. I almost like puke because I had ketchup.
Oh wow.
I like,
That's weird. That's how I am with onions. If I bite into an onion or suspect there's an onion, something in my brain like makes me start like gagging, and it's so bad. I don't know why.
it's
Can't do it.
but I have a nice. My small house has a really nice deck. It's really big.
Yeah.
And it has the barbecue, and it has a bunch of chairs, and I have like a swing and all that good stuff. I plan on this summer. I did it last summer only once. I invited people over and we had burgers, but instead of bring your own beer, BYOB, it's like BYOK or BYOC. Bring your own condiments. I'm like, listen, if you want cheese on your burger, bring cheese. If you want ketchup, bring ketchup. I'm like, bring your condiments. Like, so I had I have a lesbian couple friends, and
Sure.
they brought their condiments from the fridge over.
Yeah.
And like, some people are like, just go out and buy them. I'm like, They will not be used. Heck, my girlfriend doesn't like ketchup, so this is good too.
Yeah.
I don't
Will
have
not be
ketchup.
used.
Why would I buy ketchup if nobody? Listen, it's me and my girlfriend sometimes living at my house. Why would I have ketchup when nobody that lives here wants ketchup or mustard or any condiment? I like my burgers. I like a plain burger, or I like actually putting lettuce and tomatoes on my burger, or sometimes pickles. But that's an on and off thing. That's what
On
I
and
want.
off thing. Just when you're pregnant, not pregnant. Am I right?
Well,
That's the thing.
honestly,
Pregnant women like pickles. I don't know why.
I think it's what's kind of like the pickling process of the cucumber and the salt and like everything. I think that's why they like it. Hey, as long as they're not
Maybe.
drinking pickle juice, I'm good.
Oh yeah, don't even talk about that.
Do people
Ugh.
drink pickle juice?
I know, dude. Like they're coming out with, like Lay's, the chip company, has been coming out with like pickle flavored chips, which actually aren't bad. Sorry. And, like I think what alcohol company made a pickle juice beer? I saw it the other day, but it sounded fucking disgusting, and I will never drink that in my life.
Pickle juice beer.
Yeah, like how bad does that sound? Google that.
I am right now. Pickle juice beer. Martin's House new sour pickle beer was
Yep.
created by Spike and its Salty Lady brew with best made pickle juice. Literally, they have like the best made pickle juice in a picture, and they use that and they put it in their beer. How? I don't know.
It sounds disgusting. Like, okay, maybe I'll give it a try.
I'd
if I'm
have
already
it.
hammered and nothing tastes bad, but
Actually,
I don't know.
no, that's a beer I'd want where I haven't had one, so I can
Yeah.
taste it. Even if it's god awful, I want to make sure that my taste buds are perfect, because you know how it works with alcohol. The more alcohol you have, the less you taste the alcohol. I
Oh
need
yeah, yeah.
to make sure I'm tasting that alcohol properly. You know, I need
Get
to.
a good proper tasting of the pickle juice beer.
But people drink pickle juice.
I know, right from the jar, dude. Ugh, that sounds so nasty. Ah, don't even talk about it, dude.
I'm sorry, man.
You're making my beer taste like fucking. I'm just thinking about it now. I just don't want to drink my beer anymore. Great. I'm just kidding.
I just drank it. It tastes fine. Don't worry.
Good.
No, I
So
just had a couple sips. It kind of dropped down my lip. Actually, I was smiling.
no.
I was smiling when I said no pickle, and then my beer kind of, kind of did the little drip, so I wasted some beer. Dude, I have this huge.
No.
I actually have this huge problem with
What's
when
that?
I'm gaming and I'm in the zone. I have a beer open, and then I don't drink it, and then it's really warm,
Oh
and then
no, dude.
I'll drink like half of it, but then the other half sometimes goes down the drain.
So I'm actually the opposite. So when I play in games and I'm really in the zone, I have this like I would say a mental tick, but like normally when I'm driving, I'm not paying attention. I'll bite my nails. But when I game, I drink liquids. So my girlfriend said I could never have beer at the computer because if I did, I would be an alcoholic. Like so, I always have to have like 5, 6 bottles of water when I play Dota because like one game I'll drink 2 bottles of water because when I think I have to be doing something, I don't know why. Like some people have a stress ball, which is what I
Yeah,
should have, I guess. But I drink liquids. Whatever's by me, I start drinking it. I mean, with exception, obviously. But like Dota, I chug waters, dude. It's so bad. Like I drink. There's no such thing as too much water, but I drink a lot of water.
that's why I don't buy cases of Coke, because actually when I have Coke beside me, I'll have
Yep.
like 4 Cokes in like 3 hours, and that's really bad for you. Beer's bad for you too, but I used to do that, so I stopped having that, and I actually did switch to water. But like the water at my place is bad, and I haven't bought like a Brita filter. But work has like free water, so like most of my water comes from work, and I drink a lot of water at work. So like
Yeah.
then I come home and I'll just have beer. I'll have like I do have water, like but not as much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
No, I
I
feel
need
that.
to. I'm looking. My place is so small, and I want to get like a Culligan and like do it that way. I've always just drink water from the tap, but my tap water is like the worst. I don't know. Uh, just random things sharing. I like this though. It's good.
What did we hit an hour and a half?
I don't know
I
yet.
don't
I
even.
haven't looked.
Oh
We're actually.
God.
How long do you think it's been?
An hour. I want to say half an hour, right?
Hour and
Oh, is it?
44.
Oh God, dude. We gotta cut it. We gotta cut it off, or I'm gonna keep talking. You know how I go.
No, I know. I'm bad. I was actually. I don't want to revert back to the conversation, but man, I was gonna say at work, I do the same thing. I like draw people in to talk to me. I'll talk to them and I'll talk to them and then realize the time.
Yep.
I think some people think all I do at work is talk to people. Like, I get work done, guys. I promise. I get a lot of work done. But like even some people I've noticed, they're like, yeah, you just go around, talk to people, you keep conversation going, and people want to talk to you. I don't say offensive things to people, and just nice, listen to them.
Absolutely.
And I have busy days, but some people also have busy days.
Yep.
So it's kind
I have
of,
a question. I have a quick question for you
yeah.
before this ends. Have you been playing any other games other than casting Dota and playing Dota?
Yes. Yeah,
Been playing?
actually, I haven't even been playing Dota the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I just been watching. Uh, I've been playing Age of Civilization 2. It's a $5 game on Steam.
That's right. I saw you play.
Very simple game. Very basic game. And honestly, I get in the zone. And this is like Dota, I think it's a little different with the beard thing, by the way. Like I could do it
Yeah.
during breaks. Age of Civilization just keeps going every turn. Dude, I actually forgot I had a beer. I went and got a beer and I had two fill beers in front of me because I'm like in the zone. And it's such a simple strategy game. I started as Naples back in
Yeah.
and then I became Italy, and then I'm now Rome, and then I kind of just won the game because I own like 65% of the map. Now I started a new one as Brandenburg, which is a
Yeah.
German kind
Germany.
of Germany, and I became Prussia, then the German
Okay.
Empire, and my next one is I have to become another Germany to kind of stick it in order, and then after
Yeah.
that the German Reich,
Ooh.
World War II Germany, and kind of his goal of having some Russian land, some extra land for their people. And yeah, so that's kind of the next
Yeah.
step.
That game
But
does look good. I used to play Sid Meier's Civilization. I played a little bit of that
well,
back in the day.
that'd be a harder game, dude. Civ
Yeah.
6, I'd say it's I haven't played, dude. I don't want to buy a game that much money, but
Yeah.
it's a complicated game, and actually I plan on playing this weekend. I bought the game Hearts of Iron 4. Very complex game. Apparently, you have to be hardcore and you have to grind before you kind of understand. Kind of like Dota. So I'll probably never play like online against people,
Yeah.
but I want to just kind of play single player, have some fun. They have formidable nations. I'm not looking for competitive at the moment, but I know I'll come back to Dota competitive itch. Battle
Yep.
Pass next week.
Oh, dude. Don't even get me started, dude. I'm so hyped for the Battle Pass. It's been so long. Oh, dude, I've been working so much just to spend the money. No, I'm just kidding. I am hyped for it though. Always hyped for Battle Pass.
I got my tax return.
Oh,
You know what?
now it's all gone.
It'll be
No, I'm
gone
just
next
kidding.
week, dude. No, I don't know if I'll hit 1,000 on the first day or 2,000.
Ooh, damn.
I don't know if I'll just, I'm that guy that you see on your friends list. I don't think I'm on your friends list, but I'm that guy, and you kind of look at me and you're like, the hell. But I really
You
don't
are on my
spend
friends
money.
list. Come on, bruh.
Oh, I am. You're right. I'm
Yeah,
that
I'm AA.bright guy.
dude. You are on my friends list, dude. I'm on Dota. I was on Dota watching someone play, and you're right there at the very top. Won your last Battle Cup, Tier 6.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I I don't know. I just taking a break from Dota. I get really competitive, and I
Dota.
I get in the zone. So right,
Yeah.
and
I found my game. Normally, it was for me. It was just Dota, but
Mhm.
recently I just found a game that keeps me away from that. Like full into Dota. I've been playing Valorant with my carry player. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, no, really, no, I don't think I have heard of that game.
Oh, come on, bro. No, I know you have. Yeah, I've been playing that with my buddy and my brother, I guess. I'm
No,
not good, but it's still fun to play.
you know, I didn't have fun really playing Overwatch.
Really? Dude,
Yeah,
I had so much fun in Overwatch. I don't know why. Like usually it was a bunch of like young kids playing, but dude, I had so much fun. Actually, I co-founded this Discord server that was used to help people find 5 stacks and play with each other in Overwatch.
Six Stacks.
6 stacks. Yeah, sorry, dude, it's been a
No,
while.
it's all good, dude. No,
But
actually, I
yeah,
should
it
say,
was so good. We held tournaments. It was like the 82L of Overwatch. It was so fun. We had a ton of people in it.
well, when Overwatch
And I
came
left.
out, 82L had an Overwatch chat, but it never took off.
Yeah.
But Valorant is an option because a bunch of people joined and said they want to play Valorant. So there is a
Yep.
Valorant, you know, and if that gets enough, there could be a pickup league, kind of like the Rocket League, the
Yep.
amateur Dota 2 league, Rocket League, league. Oh God, my girlfriend's calling me, but she'll know I'm doing something where I'm not looking. She's not offended when I don't answer the phone now.
Oh, that's the best. My girlfriend yells at me. She'll come in like, answer your damn phone. I'm like, it's on the charger way over there. How was I supposed to know?
No, she knows I like this weekend. She calls me because she like drives home from work, so she like calls me while she's driving home, and she's like, if you answer it, you know, good. But she knows that I'm gaming, and this weekend is all about gaming. I told her because I technically I could go see her, but I said I've seen enough of you during this COVID. Go back to work.
Dude, I've been working so much, dude. It's like not the same. I've worked so much. Everyone's asking me like, so are you doing okay? I'm like, dude, it's the exact same. Oh,
Hello. He paused. I wonder if he muted his mic because his girlfriend came behind him and said, "What'd you say about me?" Hopefully it's okay. We're at a long time, guys. I didn't think this was gonna be that long of a podcast. Bryan is a good talker. I'm a good talker. I say a few more minutes, and you know, we almost got to save this for another time. Have Bryan guy on like the another one.
sir. Do you hear me?
Your mic's kind of iffy right now, my dude. Okay, maybe it's his mic, not his woman.
Hello?
Hello, I hear you. You're perfect.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
hear me?
Ooh, God. Yeah, I hear you, dude. I don't know what just happened there. I'm in Valorant and I'm in like a party and some guys started talking to me in the party chat and I think my mic was trying to only go to Valorant or something. I have no idea what just happened. My mic just went fucking wacky.
Yeah, I should take that back on Overwatch. I played with people, and it wasn't fun to play with them, so I stopped playing. Then I joined the game back, and then the Hong Kong incident happened, and I'm like, "Okay, Blizzard, fuck you, I'm done." And so then I stopped playing.
Yeah.
But I didn't really enjoy it that much. I was getting better. I enjoy playing support, and
Yeah, dude, I did too. I had so much fun.
I'm not a support
Heck.
player, Bright Guy. I'm a core player in Dota, but I
I
love
know.
playing support. Oh, I know you know.
Team with you. I was
For
on
a short
team
period.
with you.
For a short period of time.
Yeah, it was a very short period.
You know, we didn't. It was with Rhino, too.
Was it with Rhino?
I think he was the offlaner, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Pixie and I
Those are
didn't
good times.
agree eye to eye, and you
Yeah.
know what? Then everything imploded. I said, "Fine, I'm done," and I kicked you all out of the Discord. Herbo. I left. Even Herbo. You know, I was like, you know what? Get a different Discord, you people.
Was it Urbo on our team as well?
Yeah.
Dude, we would have been so good if we would have been, level-headed with each other. Pixie mid, you carry. Yeah, you were carry. Urbo in your lane and me and Rhino. That was the meme when like it was me and Rhino. It was always win lane, lose game. Because Rhino and I'd always dumpster lane and then just lose.
Yeah, but we lost.
We would have been good.
I wanted to try out on like Benno carry or something. I was like, I don't want to play. I was like, I don't want to play Wraith King
Yeah.
and practice that. I want to.
That's when
And then he's
that was
like,
when Pixie was drafting. Yeah, he's very. It's this way or it's this way or it's no way. That's why I'm drafting. Pixie was actually my mid laner before TJ. His schedule got really weird, so yeah, Pixie is very like I told him like I'm drafting because I'm much more open when I draft. I'm not because he would always draft and draft for himself. He would always last pick himself and try to have his best possible game, which I thought was dumb. Like I drafted yesterday. I literally picked Earth like Ember Spirit like third. I'm like Ember Spirit. He's just a good hero. And then it became a kind of a bad game for him, and I ended up playing at position 4, which is fine.
with Cosmics, I was first picking Wraith King and just playing it in the safe lane.
Gross.
Yeah, the grand finals actually. Normally, I was like third picking it. The grand finals was really interesting because the meta was Obelisk can only play Wraith King or Lifestealer that patch in the carry
Yeah.
lane. So
Yep.
the first game they actually got Wraith King and their mana. I think we could have won if we had detection. Our supports forgot detection both fights, and Mango Huskar made a few mistakes, and I made like one, but it's whatever. Like we regrouped and won the next 3. With game 2 convincingly and game 4 convincingly. Game 3 was a tight one where Mango played really well as Gyro, but like I didn't care. Like our team motto was we're just gonna win because I think we last picked Bloodseeker for me the one game that we won with the Gyro. We last picked a pause 5 Phoenix. Like we we're just open for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's the best way to do it.
Like game 2, I first picked Wraith King, and game 4, I first picked Wraith King again. So
Yep.
like I was like, it's a good hero. I'll play it. I'm drafting. I get the say, and then just give my team better heroes. Wraith King was so good, man. Also, it helps that it's like a block pick.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best. So if you ever see me ban a weird hero, like here's my thing. It's very bad of me because I know comfort heroes are the best way to play Dota competitively, but
Yeah.
I never respect ban people. I just don't like it because when I do, it gives them the drafting edge. Like I had to waste a ban pretty much. But I had to last night, and it felt so bad because I never ban comfort like Omega comfort heroes. Like I had to first ban Phoenix 2 games in a row, which granted Phoenix is a really good hero, and I would have banned it anyway. But like it pained me to waste one of my bans on Phoenix.
You know what? Some people
I
are.
hated it.
I don't mind.
He had like 1,000 Phoenix games. I'm like, I literally have to ban it.
Some people have comfort heroes. I don't care. I'd rather
Yeah,
ban
I'm the
comfort
same way.
heroes. Let's see your draft now.
Yeah.
And dude, if you don't ban our comfort heroes, I'll pick them. I'm down. Your strategy might be to take down our comfort heroes, but you know what? If you play it
It's
enough,
it's never a good. It's never a good strategy, in my opinion. I hate banning. I hate wasting. Like I'll play a team, and we'll beat them, and then in game 2 they just ban our entire lineup from last game. I'm like, what? That doesn't do you anything. I'm just gonna. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, I guess, but
Rhino's a Storm player. Game 4, we picked Rhino Storm Spirit offlane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we played Underlord middle because Mango likes playing Underlord middle. Dude, and in a pub game with Rhino's like, don't do it. You're just gonna throw. He kind of picked like a carry offlaner. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna pick Underlord off. Underlord safe lane, dude. Just gonna go right click build, no auras. Let's go. Like just play comfort heroes, dude. I like playing like Mars Pause 4, dude. Like let's get out of this here. This is why I thank God we're not League of Legends, because they actually
you can't do that.
You can't play a hero out of their role. If you do, you will be reported. Heck, like the league people are very into like the high scene and making sure those games are fair and like their immortal bracket, like diamond champions and stuff. Where you're not playing meta, yeah, we're gonna ban you. It's like why? Like how is that fun?
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, it gets so stale. Like I've literally been playing, which I don't want to give any strats away, boys, but we played it last night. I've been playing Ember Spirit 4 so much and having very good, like, not high success, but very good success with the team with it. Which I'm sad we lost with it yesterday, but
Almost every team in 82L will look at your recent games.
Will?
So,
Yeah, I know.
oh, so you know what? You're not really giving anything away. Don't like give secrets and be like, oh, if they pick this, we'll pick this. Don't give anything away. But
We
I think
do
Ember
have a
4 sucks,
strat.
though. Just saying.
You think so? Oh, dude, it's so fun.
I
I've
think
had a
it
lot of
does.
success with it.
Hey, listen. Everybody has different heroes. Some people
That's
think,
true.
some people don't think Grimstroke is the bee's knees like I do. I think it's an amazing hero.
Oh, Grimstroke is so good. Like in a pub, yeah, I guess he kind of sucks because like you need a little bit of team coordination. But in a team setting, dude, Grimstroke's like the best hero.
You give me a hero that has a stun, a leash, a silence, that, in my opinion, is fucking OP. And, it clears waves. You could think of
Yeah.
Shaman, and he has to hold you down. And you can kind of think of Lion. It's like, and Lion's grief pubs, so. I think Grim's amazing. I'll do it in pubs. I'll do it wherever. If I have to play support,
Yeah.
if Grim's available,
Grim-
boom.
Grim's very good. I actually banned it. I think both games yesterday. I had to.
I'm not gonna ban it every game. I'm just saying for me, I like playing that hero. I play it, and I'm like, yeah. Grim to me is a fun support. I think that's why I like playing Mars. Fun support. Probably you, Ember. You're like, yeah. I don't think it's that good, but I know it's a viable option, and not just your team will probably play it. A couple others will, and I think that has some potential to be good. I think what Embers do, I think it can be a support. So, but if you were in League of Legends, they'd actually nerf Ember in some stuff, buff him in another, and be like, see, now he can only be mid. And it's like, but guys, isn't it fun to have? And like they have so small hero pools, like at their main tournament, like people say Dota getting stale, and then you say 80 heroes picked. You go to League of Legends, and you're like 30 heroes picked in this tournament. It's like, guys, what are you doing?
Stale. League is so stale.
Constantly.
Ugh.
So, and some heroes have never been good. Dota sometimes gives a patch.
Won't.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can respect that.
I don't know.
All right, I gotta head out. My boys are trying to play some Valorant.
You ditching me?
And yeah, I'm ditching you. We can continue this at other times.
We passed 2 hours. I wanted to hit 2 hours. I was like, we can't go.
Oh, let's go. I would have kept going, but
no.
To play some.
This is really good
Valorant.
because it can continue, and I can save some stories and some stuff for other ones. I appreciate you coming on, Brian, for episode 2, man. And maybe you can be back on for another episode sometime.
Absolutely.
And thank you.
Hey,
yeah. Good luck in your
easy,
Valorant
buddy.
games, whatever that game is.
Oh, I will.
See you later, Bry guy.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Okay, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Did you like it this long? Do you want it? Do you want it shorter? Let me know. I'm just putting it up raw. Thank CaptainBryan for being awesome, and I hope Avengers, becomes a top 18, but I think only top 16. Don't tell him I said that. He's not going to watch this because it has his voice in it. Okay, see you later. Bye.